So one of the biggest things for me when it comes to moving out of the back corners is the whole concept of timing a movement to the centre of the court. And what I mean by that is timing the movement so you arrive back at the tee just as your opponent is hitting the ball. So you want to be getting into a position where you're nice and tall and coming up into that hanging position that we've talked about, just as your opponent hits the ball. So what that means is that your movement out of the back corner needs to reflect that urgency in relation to how you've hit the ball. So if you've gone into the back corner and you've ended hitting a really hard drive, you're going to have to work a little bit harder and a little bit quicker to get up towards the tee, simply because you haven't given yourself as much time to, because you're not using height. If you go into the back corner and you decide to lob and lift the ball, that movement will slow right down because your opponent won't be hitting the ball until the ball gets right into the back corner. So this little area of movement between hitting the shot and getting to the tee needs to reflect the differences with that shot or what your intentions are. So Jesse Engelbrecht, really good friend of ours, very good squash coach, he talks about power points. What he means by power points in movement is that there's a power point when you move off the tee to go into the back corner, so there's an acceleration. Then there's a deceleration to the point where you're about to hit. From there you hit the ball, and then there's another power point where you accelerate out of the back corner and then start that journey towards the tee. So you hit the ball, accelerate, and then you can actually start slowing down as you get to the middle of the court. And ideally, by the time you arrive at the middle, you're slowing down, and then your opponent's hitting the ball, and then you can come up into the hanging position. So you will have seen that in some of these examples here. That focus on getting out of the back corner quickly, and then moving up through the tee, and being able to react to whatever shot it is that your opponent plays, so whether it be a boast or giving you the ability to volley, get onto that shot quickly. You want to be timing that movement to the tee so that you can split step and react. Really energy inefficient way of doing things is hitting the ball out the back corner, running to the tee at full pace, stopping, and then deciding you've got to start up again and not using any momentum, not using any body weight shift with your shot. So what we're trying to achieve is just a constant rhythmical movement where you're getting out of the corner quickly, giving your opponent access if they're coming back into that back corner, getting up towards the tee line, and then getting up to the tee in that kind of timely fashion. But it's certainly not a case of rushing to the tee as quickly as you can, using a load of energy to do so, and then ending up stopping and then having to start up again. So it's about trying to drift. So into the back corner, play my shot, accelerate out, and then I don't stop. You can just see I'll get up to the tee, and then there's a body weight shift and a bit of momentum. See how there's that little split step, left leg goes out, and then I propel myself into the back corner. There. So it's never stopping. If I were to do the stop start or the rush and stop, actually requires loads more energy than just timing that movement. My opponent hits the ball and I just drift into the back corner. And that requires far less energy and is much more efficient than that kind of charging up to the tee and stopping. So think about that, accelerating out the corner, slowing down, drifting to the tee, up into that kind of hanging position as your opponent hits the ball, and then use your body weight, use your momentum, use your rhythm to drift into that next part of the court.